Hey everybody, this is the second real life superhero debut intro with the same costume, the blue and gray actual sweatsuit with the zipper, with actual sweatpants and the other accessories that go with it. Yeah, this is the same video, only this time, once again, this time Kurt Angle's Impact Wrestling theme will be my walkout song. The intro song will once again be Nick Flicks, Something You Can Never Own. I apologize for the situation with my dog in the previous version. So yeah, other than that, the taunts and mannerisms and everything else will be the same. So with that being said, let's get started right now.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you gon' do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, outside of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own.
I'm fed up, dismissing the competition. You're hopeless, I'm trash, they're efficient. Listen, you want a class on tradition? My one condition, forget the best of the century. Talk about the best of all time, you better mention me. Essentially, I'm the best that's ever gonna be. I hold my ground, you never take it from under me. Don't run to me, it's gonna be trouble. I hit you so many times, you see triple or double instead of one of me. I got more heart, more weight to tear you apart. I lay you down on the ground. Made it right, it's no different to me. If you tap out, cash out, or simply pass out for free. Cause you face down, really, barely alive. Cause I'm an animal inside, hear me? I'm what the game is supposed to be. Hopefully you see what I mean. Knock you out, have a scene. You were beaten by a triple team. Box you out the whole scene and clean. Alive like my dream, I shine bright. Smash you, front to back. You gon' need hindsight. In fact, when I attack, you're lucky if I need to attack. I'm prone to overkill. I work you over till I steal your motor skills. To sing whenever I'm done. You're numb, throw the thumb. Folks can't remember their name, or where they're from. And some speechless, slow, looking deaf and dumb. You're weak like 7 days. Dead afraid, I'm amazed. Don't still step up, cause I hit more men than Jenna Jameson in better days. You can't clear your head, you with a Jenna Hayes.
Hey everybody, it's time for another new type of video. And this type of video, as you can see by the title above, this is a video I didn't expect to do, but I decided to do it after watching Candace Owens' documentary on George Floyd and Black Lives Matter being exposed for fraud, which of course is called The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. For those of you who want to see that documentary, there are various people on YouTube reacting to it, and I'll put, well, the three reactions I watched, I'll put those in the description box below. And if I forget to put those, just ask me and I'll give you the links. But yeah, This was a new video inspired by Her Greatest Lie Ever Sold. In that video, yeah, as you can see by the title above, this is my apology to the George Floyd family. Because if you remember my 2021 rant, I was brutal towards. I was brutal. I was brutal and unsympathetic towards George Floyd, his family, and especially those rioters and protesters who I was even worse with. It got so bad that my video it got pulled for cyberbullying and hate speech and racism. It was so bad. Yeah, there will be a remake of that video, and that original video will be uploaded on alternate platforms, but I don't feel like setting those alternate platforms up right now. So yeah, but when I watched the documentary again, so that's what this video is. I'm gonna make my grand entrance on camera, then I'm gonna continue the rest of the video. So yeah, let me do that right now. Yeah. This video, of course, the video was inspired by what inspired this video was when I saw the documentary. And when I did the previous George Floyd, like I said, I ripped apart his entire family. Because I thought his entire family were what they call opportunists, were frauds and opportunists who knew their son George Floyd, their son, family member, relative, whatever he was to them. They knew George Floyd was no good. They knew he was low down and no good. So instead of holding a quiet funeral, for the several people who did know and care for him, no, they allowed the public and the media to think that this was an innocent Afro-American who was unjustly murdered. They gave him multiple statues. They gave him an actual statue. Here you have famous people and Afro-Americans who did great things who have statues, and you got George Floyd who did nothing except several bad things, and of course died, and he got a statue. Where I go to get my haircut, he has a mural. Where I go to get my haircut, there's a building with a mural and a painting of him on it. And he got multiple funerals, including getting buried in a gold casket, something the military people don't get. He got all of this, and they allowed. And then the worst part about this was the negative effects of this. See, by hyping and praising George Floyd up to be something he wasn't, you allowed you just taught kids who are watching. You just taught kids and other Afro-Americans who, of course, unfortunately, just do not know better. You teach them it's okay to not only commit crimes, but not answer for those crimes. Resist arrest. If I do all of these things, the people will hold parades, and riot and destroy things in my honor. So that's what his family. That's what I was accusing his family of doing. That's what they always do when their son, daughter, or whomever gets shot and killed for committing a crime. They always come out and say that person who they were in those final moments, that is not who they were, and instead they were great people, or they were honor students, they were preparing for college. They come out here with all these bogus lies, and try to convince you that these were good people. And then what's even more scum, they try to profit. Oh, it's profit. It's time to get paid. Sometimes you see they don't even care that much that their daughter or son got killed. So not only do they use the media to fool people into thinking that these were great people and innocent people who lost their lives to push a racist narrative, but they also try to protect their good name, which they don't have a good name. And what's worse, they try to get money out of it, and that's what I was accusing the entire George Floyd family was. But it turns out that wasn't totally the case. George Floyd's actual family, the people he was actually staying with, his mother and father, who he was living with, I think that's who they were on the documentary. I think that was his mother and father, the two people in the documentary. They claim that they've been quiet about the entire thing. Candace Owens' documentary is one of the first interviews you've seen. They've been quiet and staying away from the media. It's his other family members and friends who are trying to profit, cash in on George Floyd's name and death. And in the previous videos, I was mocking each of them. I was even advocating. I was mocking each of them. No, that was for the rioters. The second part I was about to talk about, which was the advocating murder and genocide, that was towards the rioters. That wasn't towards them. But I was mocking them, calling them scum of the earth, and calling them racial slurs, which I got in trouble for. I got a warning, by the way. The video was just removed. I didn't get any strikes. I just got a warning. But yeah, that's what this video and the next one, which is a full remake of the George Floyd riots and George Floyd himself. But this is my apology to the George Floyd family. I'm sorry for not knowing all the facts, and making an assumption based on the actions of a couple of people. It was his other family members, the so-called friends, brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles. These were the imbeciles. These were the a-holes who were profiting off of George Floyd's name. They weren't there for him when he was alive. They didn't even visit the house he was staying, which was his mother and father's. They never visited any of them. To this day, they still haven't even moved his stuff. They haven't moved his car. They haven't done anything. They haven't came to pick up anything. And the real mother and father, who, like I said, are innocent, they've been staying away from the media. Said those people never even came. Those people never those people claiming to be his friends, claiming to be his relatives and stuff. They never came or visit or had anything to do with George Floyd's family. They didn't come out until he was killed, until he was dead. Then each of them came up here with these bogus stories, trying to paint George Floyd in this good light. So that's what I'm apologizing for thinking that his entire family was like those scumbags. When, like I said, his actual mother and father, they've been staying away from the media, and they claim they don't know any of those brothers, aunts, uncles, etc. And during George Floyd's lifetime, and even after his death, they've never visited. And like I said, his real mother and father, they've been staying away from the media. That Candace Owens' the greatest lie ever sold documentary, that's their first appearance. That's their first actual media-like appearance. The interview for that documentary right there. So so once again, this is an apology for thinking that everyone who was associated with George Floyd were scumbags who just wanted to profit off of his name and gain fame and fortune and stuff, when that just wasn't the case. That may have been the case with some of his family members, but not these two, and actually three. There's a third one. During the riots, I think I briefly mentioned this in my previous rant on the George Floyd riots. George Floyd's niece, who's also innocent, in the riot, she got injured. She got injured. She got shot, but she survived. But I think I think she survived. I think she did. Yeah, but point is, she got wounded in the ensuing riots. In the ensuing riots. I'm gonna save this for the remake of the riots, but this is why. Yeah, this is why. This is why I hate. This is why I will never side with Afro Americans on anything. When it comes to these riots, they tear up innocent people's property. They hurt and kill and loot from innocent people's places. They don't go to the people who actually committed the crimes. No, they go to innocent people, all in the name of their so-called view of justice. While we'll never be on their side with anything. But I'm gonna leave it there because that's not what we're doing here in this video. But those are the only 3 people I care about, and I apologize because when I did my previous George Floyd video, like I said, I attacked everyone involved with praising and uplifting this man, and I thought all of his family were money hungry a-holes who only wanted to profit off of this man's death when he was no longer here, who didn't care about this guy when he was alive, but all of a sudden when he dies, you come out here with these stories that you were his best friend, or you were always there for him, and how much of a great man he was. So you can get what's it called. And to this day, the Sugar House scum, some of those members are, they were still trying to squeeze money out of people. They tried to sue Kanye West. Who claimed that Derek Chauvin's knee did not kill George Floyd, and that it was the drugs. They tried to sue Candace Owens for exposing the truth about the entire George Floyd, which is what the documentary did. Not only exposed Black Lives Matter for the frauds they were, but it exposed how the whole George Floyd propaganda, how it was just that propaganda, how false it was, that to push push a narrative, and that is why it is for that purpose. Yeah, so that is what I'm apologizing for lumping his entire family in that. His real family were not doing that. They were quiet, and they told the truth about their son. They told the honest, unbiased truth about his son. All of us, when it comes to our opinions on Floyd, are obviously biased, whether you're with him or against him. His family told the truth about they told unbiased truth about George Floyd. They said at home he was this good man, but out in the street, all the terrible things he's accused of, he kept it out there in the street. But at home, he was a different person. Yes, that right there, that is the honest truth about who George Floyd was. All of my opinion, yours, and everyone else's is our own assumptions of George Floyd. Yes, in my view, George Floyd, is a scumbag. I can't say the second thing, but is a scumbag, and I have no sympathy for what he went through and for what happened to him. But that's just my biased opinion. That's my unbiased opinion. Yours, all the people who are uplifting him, that's your false biased opinion of who he is. However, George Floyd's actual mother and actual father told you the truth about who George Floyd was, and I appreciate them for that. And once again, I apologize to them for lumping them all together, because when these people get killed, my family and everyone I debate with, they always try to bring up their family and say, think about their mother, think about their father, and I was brutal, cruel and unforgiving, and just straight up racist, saying, and cold-blooded, saying, I don't care about your family. Your family even bigger scum than the guy and girl who got killed. That's how I am, and that's how I am, and that's how I was. But now, after learning the truth, watching the documentary over, yeah, I'm sorry for disrespecting. Sorry, I apologize once again for disrespecting George Floyd's family like that, and like I said, lumping them all into one category. Most of my opinions are still unfortunately the same. Regarding George Floyd, but George Floyd and those false family members who are trying to profit off of his name, those yeah, in my opinion, they're still scumbags, and Floyd, for the crimes he did, was still scumbags. But I apologize for disrespecting him without knowing all the facts first, and lumping his good family, the people who were actually taking care of him in his last days alive, for lumping them with those scumbags who weren't there for him, who weren't there with him in his last days. So yeah, that's what this video is. The next one, which will probably be in the description box below, it'll be uploaded with this video right here, is the remake of the George Floyd riots and rant. So yeah, I'm finished for now. You want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.
Cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets outside of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back, let I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can grow. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and fight and fight for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So fight and fight and fight for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own.